Hi, welcome back to The World According to the NAS Man, and today we're going to take a bit of a deeper look at FasterEFT. So we're going to start with, how do we have the problems we have? And the theory according to FasterEFT is that we're trance monkeys. See, every time you go into a memory, every time you remember, you go into a mini micro trance. You go inside, you find an emotional state, and you find the likely behavior that you're going to do. And so the behavior kind of feeds into itself. And if that behavior is an emotion, or a thought process, or an actual action, doesn't matter. In the world of FasterEFT, you can change it all. And how you change it is by disrupting the process. Disrupting the process is an idea that comes from hypnosis. Physiologically changing the body. The largest part of your unconscious mind, by the way, is your body. Everything you sense through your body, your 5 sensory organs, and the 5 sensory systems. So what you do is every time you go into a memory, it takes you into a small little trance, and that trance accesses an emotional state. And the tapping begins by, or the healing process begins first by interrupting that emotional process. See, emotions have meanings attached, but also they're physiological processes, feelings in your body, energies that move around, feelings in your fingers and toes and chest and all around. Now, there are 5 tapping points in FasterEFT. They all relate back to energy meridians from traditional Chinese medicine, but I don't know which organs they actually relate to. For me, I have different nomenclatures for the 5 points, and they're easier for me to understand. The first point is right here between the eyebrows, the third eye, the imagination, or the pineal gland, which kind of goes behind here. The second point I relate from NLP. Of course, these points are bilateral. You can do one or the other or both together. The idea comes from eye accessing cues. And in NLP, when you access a memory, you can access a created memory, you can remember, a memory, or you can access a created vision, or audition, or auditory stimulus. So there's a side for creation and there's a side for remembering. And in fact, when somebody has a bit of self-talk, you'll see their eyes dart to the sides when you speak to them. So the sides of the eye are the difference, remembering or creating or self-talk. Looking down, once again, following on eye accessing cues, is accessing emotions. And you'll notice that when somebody wants to access an emotion or a feeling of an emotional memory, their eyes will dart down. Moving along, we have soft spots on the clavicle. The clavicle here represents the chest cavity, the heartbeat behind it, the body. So the tapping on these points really disrupts the physiological process of feeling that happens when you access a memory. And the first step really begins by accessing that memory, really going inside. Notice what you know, how you know it bothers you, finding it, giving it a number, and then beginning to tap on the different points. Now, tapping on the points alone, there are studies that show will change your emotional reaction. However, the point is not the tapping. The point is the system of thought behind it. You see, what you want to be able to do is to make peace with your problems, to detach from them. And peace is a state of decision-making, calm, comfortable, confident decision-making. Whether that's, towards saying yes to something or no to something, it doesn't matter. It's about being peaceful as you do it. Freeing yourself of emotional thinking. So the mantra then that is repeated is most simply, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And then taking a deep breath with the 5th point, which is on the wrist, which I forgot to explain. Blowing it out and saying peace. Now the wrist, as you know from traditional Chinese medicine, the hands have all the energy meridians on them, and the wrist represents like a bottleneck, a highway. So it's a good way to just kind of do a full energy intervention. Now, the steps of the process. First, go inside, feel whatever's bothering you. This is known as aiming. This is the most important part. Notice what you feel. Notice how you know it's there. Okay? And once you've got it, begin to tap between the eyes, let it go. Side of the eye, let it go. Under the eye, let it go. On the clavicle, let it go. And then grab your wrist, take a deep breath, and say peace. And this whole process is denoted by the image of a tree. You see, when you pull the roots off that tree, what naturally happens to that tree is that it falls down and dies. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Peace. And just remember, every day in every way, better and better.